Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our 2021 virtual learning experiences. We have another fantastic session planned for you today that you are going to absolutely love. But first, we have some housekeeping to get through. So please follow us and like and subscribe us on our YouTube channel and hit a thumbs up for us. Follow us at EdTechPBC. And this session is being recorded and you can find it on our YouTube channel. You can find all of our information on our edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org site as well. Teachers, the permissions for the YouTube channel have changed. So students will no longer be able to type their questions in the chat. So on behalf of your students, please go ahead and type the questions in the chat for them, because at the end, we are going to have a question and answer session with our representative from Tesla. And we know that your students are going to have lots of questions about this session. So please go ahead and teachers type those questions in. And again, like and subscribe our YouTube channel. And with that, we are going to go ahead and kick it off from a live Tesla showroom with Ryan Rubenstein and the Tesla Cam. And we are going to learn lots of wonderful information about an exciting enterprise with Tesla. So here it is, Ryan Rubenstein.
Hi, good morning, everybody, and thank you for having us. We are so excited to be working with you and to show off all the exciting products and different technology that Tesla has to offer. So I am live right now coming from a showroom in Miami, but we have locations just like this one all throughout Palm Beach County, in Boca Raton, Palm Beach Gardens, right in West Palm Beach. So you have an opportunity to visit a location just like this one in your own neighborhood. So I want to, again, thank you for having us. And I want to show you a little bit about what we want to talk about today. I want to talk about who we are as a company, of course, our award-winning cars and what makes them different, and also some of the other exciting products that Tesla is bringing to the market. And also, we'll give you guys an opportunity to ask lots of questions about what it's like to work for Tesla, what it's like to actually drive a Tesla, and also all of the wonderful things that the company is doing to really change the world and make this an incredible opportunity for everybody. Our mission is to accelerate the world's transition to a sustainable energy. When you think about that, it's almost like, I'll give you a moment to think about what we could mean by accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. What does that mean to you? And what does that mean for our environment? What does that mean for our future? What we mean by that is simply that right now, when you think about a gas car or just a typical internal combustion engine car, what we like to call ICE, these cars are very complex. They're very intricate to maintain. And when it comes to the environment, there's a lot of pollutants that come from not only the vehicle itself, but the processes that make the gas that actually go into those cars. So what we're trying to do here at Tesla is to simplify the process, to simplify what goes into making a car, and also eliminate all of those fossil fuels and all of that gunk that we see here on the screen that really pollute the environment and could potentially harm us on this planet for generations to come. So one of the things that we showed you is that how difficult or how intricate it was inside of a car, all the different moving parts. When we look closer at what a Tesla is made up of, we can see here, I'm going to move my little cursor here, I can see the only thing that makes a Tesla is that it happens to be a battery-powered electric car. So the same way, when you think about what other battery-powered devices that you may have in your life, whether it's your phone, this laptop, or any other devices that you have, it works on the same principle that just by simply plugging it into the wall, you're able to take that energy, store it in a battery, and then use it to power that device. So here on a Tesla, the entire bottom of a car is a really big battery pack. And when you look, the motors, there is on most Teslas, there's two motors. There's one in the back and there's one in the front. That's it. When we look back at what really made up a car, what you might be driving or what your family might have, there's so much going inside of a normal car. But here on a Tesla, very simple, just an electric motor, a big battery pack, and the rest is all sorts of fun because we have incredible breakthrough technologies. Here's just a bigger picture of what a Tesla motor looks like. This is the entire extent of a Tesla motor, minimal maintenance, very few moving parts. So, having to bring a car in for service or cars having to break down, there's such a difference when it comes to what a Tesla has to offer. We're making the world better. The fact that there is no fossil fuels, we're not burning anything, there's no oil, there's no gas, there's no spark plugs or radiator, all the different yucky things that you may find when you're maintaining a car. Tesla is making this environment even better. I'm going to show you some things that you may not even know that Tesla has to offer to even make the world that much better of a place. No emissions. So there's no, when you drive a Tesla, you don't hear anything and you don't see all that smoke. That's what we mean by zero emissions. So we can see here, this is a car that's actually at one of our supercharging stations, because just like you can plug in a car at home, that may take a while. We went ahead and created these chargers that can actually charge up a car in about 30 to 45 minutes. And you find these in all sorts of locations throughout the world. Here in South Florida, you may have actually seen these on the side of the road, either in shopping centers or at service plazas when you're driving up to, like, for example, Disney World. There's lots of places where Tesla owners can stop and refill the battery inside their car. A lot of really cool technology in our cars. Like, for example, here on our Model X, the doors actually open up like a falcon, like a bird, that makes it really easy to get inside the car. And one of our other incredible technologies is the fact that all of our cars have the ability to actually drive themselves. If you notice, this person driving, they're not pushing the pedals, they're not grabbing the wheel, they're letting the computer in the car and all of the cameras and sensors that are all over the car decide on what it's going to do. So when you drive by a Tesla on the road, it's very possible that that driver is actually not even driving. So let me show you. I'm going to switch over to another camera. I want to show you a Tesla that we have here in our showroom. So first of all, I want to just give you a quick little tour around our room here, or our showroom here. And what's happening is that we actually have lots of room for more and more cars, but because of how popular cars are nowadays and how there is a shortage on some of our parts, we're actually finding that we are selling all of the cars that we possibly can. So matter of fact, this car that I'm about to show you actually was sold yesterday, but we told them that they won't be able to get it till tomorrow because we wanted to show it to you. So before we get started, I just want to show you something. You remember that picture of a normal car? When we opened up the hood of the car, we saw all of that intricate detail, all of those parts and components that made up a car. When you open up a Tesla, you've got nothing but a place for storage. And what a great place if you're going to a football game. Fill this up with ice, put some drinks in there, and this would be a great cooler to take with you. So this happens to be our Model 3. This is one of our newer cars that came out in about 2018. Now, a couple of things that are really cool. Watch this. So we have, in your car, you may have a set of keys. For this, it actually is just a card. Just like if you're going to a hotel, you use it and you just do it there. We see that the car opens up. We open up the handles. And when we look inside the car, we find that there is nothing but a computer screen that allows you to do all of the features and all of the functions just simply by this computer screen. One of the things that's kind of neat is we can actually, the glove compartment actually just opens up. That's pretty neat. So let's say we're going on a long trip and we have to figure out where we can actually charge our car. So if we were to navigate, and I would say, let's go to Disney World, the computer's going to automatically figure out the best way for us to get there. And in doing so, it tells us where we're going to need to charge. So here we're going to stop off in Delray Beach. Some of you guys have actually may be tuning in from Delray Beach. This car is telling us that we should stop in Delray Beach at 11:10 in the morning. We want to charge for 30 minutes, and then we will arrive in Disney World at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll have 13% battery left. So having your car being so incredibly smart, you're able to, it will figure out where to go, how to get there, and along the way, it will actually do a lot of the driving for us. Also, you'll see there's lots of cameras. So we said how the car had lots of cameras, so we can actually turn that on and see the different cameras that the car has. And we even have a web browser. So while we are on our way to our destination, if there's anything that we need to search on the internet, we could actually pull up even the Tesla website and see the different cars that we have. So here we have the Model S, a beautiful sedan. We have a Model Y. We have a Model 3, which we're in right now. And then we have Model X, it was a little further up, was the one that had the doors that open up like a spaceship. A lot of cool stuff there. Okay, so I'll show you one really cool feature. For those of you that actually might have a dog, it's always not great to leave your dog in the car because it would get too hot in the car. So what you're able to do is before you leave the car, you can actually put your car in dog mode. And what that will actually do is turn the car, leave the air conditioner running while you are outside of the car, leaving a note on the screen that the dog has air that's running inside the car. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you that we have to offer at Tesla, because we're thinking about how the whole bottom of the car is the big battery, and how just a small motor in the front and in the back of the car. We also, if we look quickly into the trunk, we can see that where there should be a gas tank, we notice there is even more space. So you've got lots of space in a car, and none of that yucky stuff that pollutes the environment, and all of the cool high tech that you're able to use when you are enjoying such a beautiful car, such as the Tesla. And there's here, I'll show you some of the cameras. We have a camera here. We have a camera here. And then in the front, there is a whole bunch of cameras and sensors and radar. And there's one more in the back. Now, right here is a charger. So if you can have one of these installed in your garage where you park your car, you simply come home and just plug in the charger into your car. Where we're actually making a big difference in the environment and making this world even a better place. We are building solar panels on people's roofs and then having a big battery that you're able to store the energy. So not only are you able to power your house, but also charge up your car. So think about this. You have your house can have solar panels on the roof that soak up the sunlight all day, every day, moves that energy into a big battery pack that you have in your garage, and then take that energy and move it into your car. So now you're actually driving with sunshine. So that's absolutely amazing how Tesla is accelerating the world to sustainable energy. Okay, so this is our showroom where we work with customers to decide what color that they want to pick out for their car, what color their seats would be. What color would you want? What put in the comments below what you think our best color is. We've got black, we've got silver, blue, white, and red. I'd like to know what color you think is the prettiest of all your Teslas. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to our regular camera, and I will open this up for any questions that you have.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. That was excellent. We had some great questions, and I am just going to scroll through here and find some. We had an interesting one that the ed tech team answered, but I'm going to show it to you because I think you'll find it interesting. Someone asked, can a Tesla car fly?
Not yet. I will say that all Teslas are incredibly fast. If you've ever been on a roller coaster, it's very similar to the experience you have by being in a Tesla. At Tesla, we don't make slow cars. One funny thing that's coming out is that there's a new car that we're going to introduce. And if for those of you who pay a lot of attention to who the head of Tesla, his name is Elon Musk, is also the head of SpaceX that's launching all of the rocket ships. So there is talk of actually putting a rocket engine in the back of one of the cars to make it go even faster. So I can only imagine what it's like to be in a car that can go that fast. Lots of speeding tickets, I think, are in people's futures.
So we have a question from Megan. Ooh, wait. Asking about how long does it take to fully charge a Tesla car and how long does that charge last?
That's a great question. So when you've got a couple of different ways to charge any Tesla. One is just by plugging it into any normal outlet like you would have in your bedroom or in the classroom where you are right now. When you plug a Tesla into the standard everyday socket, you're looking at about 12 to 16 hours to charge a Tesla. But if you ever notice, you're going to find that if you look at your stove or your dryer, like if you have a washer and dryer, you'll notice that those outlets are larger. Matter of fact, let's go back to the Tesla cam. I can actually show you what that looks like. So if we'll go over, we have that on display, and there's our Model X with the doors that open up like the Batmobile. So this is what we call a 110 outlet. This is what you're going to find pretty much all throughout your classrooms and your house and your bedrooms. If you plug in a Tesla with the cable that we give you, it could take between, I would say, pretty much all day to charge your car. But this is twice as powerful. You're going to find this outlet where you would plug in your dryer or you'd plug in your oven. So in your house, you may have just a couple of these. This is actually going to charge the car in about 6 hours. So pretty much plugging it in overnight, just like you would at the end of the day, you would plug in your cell phone to charge overnight. You could also plug your car in and charge because this has a lot more power than the standard outlet. Then also the one that we have on the wall, that will be about 4 hours or so. You can actually get a good enough charge in about 4 hours with this wall connector. And then lastly, that supercharger. The supercharger, which you would find in many places around the area, you will find that you can use a supercharger, and you're looking at it charging in about 30 to 45 minutes. Now, how long does it last? So different cars can last different amounts. Like it depends on the battery that's inside the car. Typically, you're looking at about 300 to 400 miles on a full charge. So where it could take about 30 to 45 minutes to charge it up, you'll get about 300 to 400 miles of range, depending on which model Tesla you choose. It's a great question.
Yeah, so many good questions here. So let's see. Here's a good one. We have a question about the battery. So from Jacqueline, if the battery is low, does it affect the speed?
Great, another great question. So what the car will do, if the battery gets too low, the car is smart enough to put itself into a little bit of protection mode to make sure that you're able to get to the next destination so you can plug back in. So once you start getting really, really, really low, the car will automatically reduce the speed of the car, not letting you go really fast. So that way it will have enough to get you to a charging destination. Also, what will happen, the car will say, look, you don't have enough battery to get to your next destination, we recommend you stop here, and we're going to slow the car down, not letting you go too fast to use too much energy, because we'd like you to pull over and charge somewhere. So that is something that the engineers have thought about and have made accommodations to not allow you to go too fast if you don't have enough battery. Great question.
So we have a question from right here. Is it true the Tesla Roadster will start production in 2022?
I hope so. I've got a lot of customers who have already paid for them. So for those who don't know, if I could, I'm going to switch over to our to the website, and I can show you the car that they're referring to, which is the Tesla Roadster. So we're going to switch back over there, and here we are just on Tesla.com. So I invite you afterwards. You can actually go to Tesla's website and look at all of the different cars that we have and all of the different information that we have on there. So to find the Roadster, once you're on Tesla's website, if we click over to the menu and then we click on Roadster, you'll find a super sports car that we announced about 2 years ago, and we're anticipating for this car to go into production sometime next year. So for those of you who've ever been on a roller coaster like at Universal Studios, the Hulk, this can go 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. So 1, 2, boom, you're at 60 miles an hour, which is really, really fast. So this is a very exciting car that we hope to go into production very, very soon. And there's the other answer. You'll notice that the range, with a full battery, this car will be able to go 620 miles on a full charge. So there is our Roadster. And actually, that brings up another point. Another really exciting new product that's coming out. We could also look at our Cybertruck. For those who like the big, futuristic, almost like a pickup truck, this is our Cybertruck that will go into production later this year, and we'll start seeing this car on the road quite a bit as we go into late next year. This is a very exciting vehicle that a lot of people have already ordered and are eagerly anticipating having their Cybertrucks in their driveway.
I'm really glad you mentioned the Cybertruck. There are quite a few questions in the chat about that, and a lot of questions about how fast a Tesla can go. And you mentioned with the Roadster the speed. So you did answer a lot of that. So here is a question about, do you think, from Rosemary, do you think all cars will eventually be electric? And do you own a Tesla, and which one?
So the first answer is yes, I do own a Tesla. I do have the Model 3, just like the one behind us here. I do have it in what we call midnight silver metallic, or just simply gray. Absolutely love it. It's actually my second Tesla. I used to have a Model S, and now I have a Model 3. And I do think that most, if not all, cars will be switching to electric, as time goes on. And the reason for that is, one, maintenance costs. Right? It's so much easier to own and maintain an electric car, and it's so much better for the environment. As technology is getting better, and you can store more energy in the batteries, that's what's going to drive more and more cars going to electric. And it's a great future ahead to have cars being electric, as opposed to burning fuel and burning oil. And what do you do with all of that oil that needs to be changed? It's yucky. It's a mess.
So here we have a lot of student questions. Do all Tesla models have an autopilot? Are there portable Tesla chargers? Does Autopilot drain the battery? And what would happen if the car died in the middle of a trip?
Okay, so for one, all cars are not only built with, every car comes included with Autopilot. So Autopilot, what that'll do is, let's say we're actually on the road and we're on our way to Disney World. We can just press a button on the car, and the car will automatically steer. It will brake, and it'll also accelerate. So as you're driving down the road, it's going to do the driving for you. One of the options that we actually give you the hardware for is the full self-driving, where you can simply put in an address and you are able to just have the car decide when to stop, make the turns, do everything that the driver would do. They would actually have the computer would do that for you. So that is an option at this point. So all cars come with Autopilot. All cars have the ability to do full self-driving, but you can turn that feature on at any time. The other question you have is, does it take away from the battery? It does slightly, but I think it also does a better job of maintaining normal speed. So one of the things that takes the most energy is when you really hit the accelerator and you accelerate really fast. That's what really absorbs, or takes a lot of the energy. So if the computer is doing the driving, it's going to be a little bit more consistent with the driving mode, and it should, almost help you with your battery. What was the other question?
What would happen if the car died in the middle of a trip? So basically, if the car ran out of battery, what would happen?
Sure. So just like on a normal car, if you were to run out of gas, you would actually have to call a tow truck and have you bring your car to the nearest gas station. When an electric car runs out of battery, you would need to have a tow truck bring you to the next charging station. So very similar. But the difference with the Tesla is that the computer knows exactly where all of the chargers are, knows where you're going, and actually will give you a calculation and warn you ahead of time. So if that happens to you, then you were not listening to the computer, and you deserve a tow truck. But we actually have on your phone, you would actually pull up on the app, you would request some assistance, and somebody would come and pick you up.
Excellent. So we have a lot of questions about charging the battery. So how much does it cost to recharge the battery? And is there a universal charge across the country? There was a question earlier about how much does the electric bill go up if you charge at home? So could you help the students understand a little bit about charging?
Sure. As somebody who owns a Tesla and has driven a Tesla for many years and speaks to people who have Teslas all day long, every day, the short answer is it's a tremendous savings against a non-electric car, against a gas car. You find that where it's literally pennies to charge a vehicle. If you look on your electric bill, you're literally paying like 8 cents per kilowatt. Most of these cars have about a 75 kilowatt battery. So if you do the math, for those of us who are in math class right now, if you're paying 8 cents per kilowatt and you have a 75 kilowatt battery, how much would it cost to fill up your car? We'll let you guys put that into the chat. So that's a little fun mathematical equation you can do. So again, 8 cents a kilowatt, 75 kilowatts. And with that 75 kilowatts, you can go roughly about 320 miles on that with a Model 3. So I'll let you guys figure that out. But I will say that it's a tremendous savings. It's just so much fun to drive a Tesla, having the instant acceleration, having the quietness in the car, all of the fun features. And actually, one of the things I failed to mention was, remember in the car how it was just the screen? If you ever look at a normal car, you find lots of buttons, you find lots of knobs, you find lots of switches. Because we have eliminated all of those buttons and switches and knobs, if we come up with a new feature that we want to add to the car is connected to the internet, and we download the software, and we give you new features and functions that you're able to access with just a touchscreen. So one thing that came out around Christmas time last year was the ability to change the sound that your horn makes. So by launching an app called Boombox, you can actually change the sound when you press the horn. You can actually make it all sorts of funny sounds. And for those of you guys who do have Teslas or know someone who does, ask them to play some of the funny sounds that you can make your car use as a horn.
And that leads us into this question from Ronnie about, do Teslas have Easter eggs?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, Easter eggs are a computer software. The computer software engineers like to hide little fun things that you can stumble upon. And the Easter eggs that we constantly make available in the cars, like for example, you are able to change your car into a Mars rover. So instead of on the navigation where it shows your car navigating on the roads here in South Florida, you can actually change it and make it look like you are a spaceship and you're driving around Mars. We've got some that will play music and will, for Christmas time, can actually put on a whole big show with opening the doors and flashing the lights. It's quite remarkable what our software engineers are able to come up with to give as gifts to Tesla owners to add little features and functions and fun things to put into the car on a regular basis. So maybe you too will be able to become a software engineer to come up with some really fun things that Tesla owners can access in the future.
I'm sure some of the students watching will definitely become Tesla engineers or an engineer working for other companies as well. So we have a question from Allison. Which model is the most popular?
Which Tesla model is the most popular? Right now, I'd have to say the Model 3, because the Model 3 is the most affordable of all of our models, where some of some of the Teslas could be incredibly pricey. The Model 3 is incredibly affordable, very much in line with lots of other cars that might be on the road. So that's the one that would be really, really popular. Also, the Model Y. The Model Y is, it's got a lot of the features and functions of some of our more expensive versions, but also gives you lots more room instead of being a small car like the Model 3. So the 3 and the Y are incredibly popular right now.
Thank you. Let's see. Oh, this is an interesting history lesson. How did Elon Musk come up with the name Tesla?
That's a great question. So Tesla happens to be the name of a scientist who was trying to come up with a better way to bring electricity from the power plant to people's homes. So actually, I'm going to invite you to look it up at Nikola Tesla, who was a scientist. That is who Tesla is named after, because he actually created an electric motor many years ago, and I guess was ahead of his time because there wasn't the ability with batteries to be able to take that electric motor and put it into a vehicle up until maybe a decade ago. So if you could, that would actually be a great history lesson for those of you in school to look up who Nikola Tesla was and why Tesla was named after him.
So we have some questions about, here's one from Allison, and I'm going to group a few together here. So questions about how does Tesla come up with the model names, and they were asking about the prices as well. So maybe you could just give a quick summary about how much the Model 3 is and the Model Y, just briefly sharing that, or perhaps showing the website again.
Sure. Yeah, let's switch over to the website. And we're just here on Tesla.com. And we notice that the different models, we have the Model S, which is a sedan. We have the Model X, which when you open up the doors, right, would look like an X, right? Then the Model 3 was our third car that we came out with. So that's why it's the Model 3. And then the Model Y, why not? Actually, I will give you a little, this is kind of funny. Actually, if you actually look at the way these are lined up, the Model S, the Model 3, the Model X, the Model Y, the 3 could be an E backwards. So actually, our cars are very sexy. So that's what we're trying to spell with our lineup. So those are the names of the cars and some of the reasons that we came up with those names. As far as the pricing goes, starting with the Model 3, we're looking at starting around $40,000.
Ryan, you just went mute. Ryan, we just lost you. Ryan. Okay. Well, it looks like we just dropped Ryan. Wait, is he back? Ryan?
It looks like we just lost his Tesla cam. There we go.
Ryan, are you back? We cannot hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, there you go.
Where did we leave off?
Well, why don't we take this time? Okay, there you go. Why don't we just take one more question because we're running out of time.
Sure.
Somebody was asking about cold climates. Here we are in Florida, of course, in a very warm climate. But Lisa was wondering about if you are traveling to cold climates, how the Tesla would perform.
Yeah, great question. You know, one of the things that the Tesla is like, the batteries like to be at a certain temperature, and if the temperature is too cold, the car will heat up the battery to get the optimal performance. So that would actually reduce the amount of range you would have on your battery because the heaters need to kick in to warm up the battery. So you might have a little bit of a reduced range in a cold weather climate, but most of our cars are also four-wheel drive, which makes it great for the icy conditions. Definitely we see that some Scandinavian countries really like Teslas because of the, of course, for the environment, but also because of all of the technology for being four-wheel drive and the heat pumps that might be in there to help warm up the car for a cold climate. But one thing, walking outside just an hour or so ago, we don't have that problem here in South Florida, so you need lots of air conditioning.
And thank you so much, Ryan, for sharing your expertise. I know that the students and the teachers watching have learned so much about Tesla, and there were so many amazing questions. And earlier you had asked them what colors they would like for their Tesla, and they had all the colors listed, from red and white and blue. All of them were listed. So we thank you so much. And on that note, we are going to entice our viewers to come back because we have another live stream tomorrow with the Palm Beach County Library. Please join us at 2 o'clock. That is going to be for grades 6 through 12. And then next week, we also have the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium is going to be sharing at 9:30 on the 15th. And then we have the Norton Museum of Art. We have 2 sessions. Please join us at 9:30 for the elementary session. And then for the secondary session at 10:30 in the morning. And then on the 17th, we have Fable Vision Studios. So please join us for that at 9:30 a.m. You can find the schedule for all of that at edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org with all of the links to follow the YouTube channel. So we have lots of exciting events coming up. So starting with our Back to School Tech Talk, we are going to be hosting that virtually on July 29th. We will have more information about that coming soon. And please save the date for our 2021 Technology Conference. Our theme is Fast Forward, a Decade of Change in a Year. This will be a virtual conference on October 15th, 2021, and we hope to see you there. Again, details for that is on our edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org website. So we are so excited that you joined us today. And Ryan, I'm going to let you end it. And if you would like to share anything with our students.
Just, I invite everybody to visit one of our Tesla showrooms throughout Palm Beach County. You can actually test drive the Teslas. So if you go with your parents, you can actually take the car for a spin for a good half hour or so, visiting the Tesla locations in Boca, Palm Beach Gardens, West Palm Beach, Delray. Tell them that I sent you and have some fun driving a Tesla of your own for a good 30 to 45 minutes.
Their parents can drive them. All right, students, thank you so much for joining us, and teachers as well. Have a great day. Hope to see you.